Tributes across the hockey world tonight for 16-year-old Colin Brown. The CBC junior was hit by a stray bullet a week ago while coming home from a hockey game. He died on Wednesday. Our Kimberly Donahue is live at the Afton Ice Rink where Brown's high school team played their first game since his death. Kimberly.
Morgan, certainly an emotional night here at the Afton Ice Rink. Colin Brown last played here a week ago with the CBC Cadets. Tonight, his team honoring his life through a sport he loved. Facing off to honor the life of 16-year-old Colin Brown. The junior at Christian Brothers College High School died Wednesday from his injuries after being struck by a bullet on I-55 Saturday night.
They're playing for Colin, they're playing for his family.
It's the first game for the CBC Cadets since the shooting.
Obviously, it's been a long week, an emotional week.
Head coach Ryan Tren says Brown left a legacy, etched with Brown's jersey number 3.
In the short time that he was at CBC, he was everything, he embodied everything that we stand for and that we like to stand for as a school and as a hockey program.
Julie Jordan's son was both Colin's teammate and classmate.
They really connected at the beginning of the season. They ended up being lab partners for principles of engineering. I'm pretty positive that Colin's the reason that he had the grade he had, because they worked well together. And Colin was just such a smart, driven kid and was just so sweet, and him and my son just kicked it off really well.
As the Cadets move forward in their season, they'll be keeping Brown's memory close.
We've been telling each other and telling our guys that we're not in it alone, that we're in it together, and the support from the community has definitely reinforced that. This is, I think, the right step in that healing process.
Events to honor Colin's life will continue throughout the weekend. Tomorrow morning at 9, there will be a walk to honor Brown's life here at the Afton Ice Rink. Reporting live in Afton, Kimberly Donahue, First Alert 4.